guys, and welcome back to Beauty by Ms. B. Now in today's video, I went out to my local Walmart and bought some products from Wet n Wild. Now this is a brand that I've honestly never used before. It's something that's incredibly inexpensive and just nothing that was ever my taste in makeup. But I wanted to give it a try and see if you really could get a full face of makeup from something that was an inexpensive brand. I got all of my products for just under $25. It was like $23.86, something like that. Really cheap, and I'll show you all my products. I really did get a full face of makeup, and this is the finished look. So you can stay tuned to my video to see my tutorial and give you my full opinion of what I think about all of these products. Some are good reviews and some definitely are not good reviews, so stay tuned for that look. And just so everybody does know, I never heard back from my giveaway winner, so I have gone out and drawn another winner. So everybody check your Instagram, your email, your Facebook. I've tagged you on Instagram, I've sent you an email requesting your address. Let me know. Like I said, I was so surprised that my first winner didn't get back to me. Their loss, someone else's gain. So check your Instagram, check your email, because you just might be my lucky winner number 2. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to start with is the Wet n Wild Fergie BB Cream 8-in-1 Beauty Balm. I got the light to medium shade. They have surprisingly more shades than I thought they would. They have like a light to medium, and then medium to dark, and then like a deep shade. So they had more than I was expecting they would. They didn't have any primers, so I wasn't able to pick up a primer, so we'll just start with the BB cream and then move on from there. So I've just got a little bit on my finger, and then I'm just going to use my beauty blender. Now, I bought all of these products, like I said, it was $23 and change for the whole entire makeup look. I'm doing everything Wet n Wild. I'm doing this video assuming that one already has makeup brushes. Now, if you don't have makeup brushes, you can do this with your finger. However, everything's going to work a lot better if you do have makeup brushes. You can get something like this from like your Walmart, from Walgreens, anywhere like that for $3 or $4. So getting things like beauty blenders and brushes, you can get a cheap pair of brushes to start from e.l.f. and go from there. There's no excuse of why you couldn't get some brushes. Even if you can't afford nice ones, there is always an option for everybody. So anyway, I have a little bit on my finger. I'm just gonna kind of dab it on. Just get a little bit more. And it actually doesn't smell as bad as I was thinking it would smell. Sometimes with like cheaper makeup, they can sometimes have a little bit of an odor, so doesn't smell obviously nearly as bad as I was thinking that it might, which that's always a plus. Okay, so a little bit everywhere, and then as I said before, I always start just by rubbing down. And if you don't already, make sure that you're wetting your beauty blender before you use it. There's a lot of people I know that use them dry, and they're not nearly as awesome as if you get them wet like they're intended. Some people didn't even know that it was like what you were supposed to do, but I'm here to tell you that it is definitely awesome and works way better if they are wet. So just make sure you rub all that down, and then after you rub it down, just pat, 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 pat. Make sure you're patting it into the skin. Then even if you don't have brushes and you just use your fingers, just take 2 fingers and just do the same thing. Just dab. Like I said, I do not feel you're gonna get as good of coverage as if you use your fingers versus brushes or beauty blenders, but whatever you have to work with, use it, and it's gonna come out as good as you make it. Okay, so I got that BB cream applied, and then the next thing was this Wet n Wild coverall. It's a cover stick. I got the shade 801 Light. This is really the only concealer that they had, was just in this kind of lipstick tube, so we'll just kind of work with it here. This is really dry. So really my object of this video was just to kind of try and prove to everybody that you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on makeup to get something that looks good. However, sometimes you have to kind of learn, like, you get what you pay for. Like, this is like, I don't know if you can tell like how dry that is, but even just like rubbing it on my face, it's just not doing much of anything at all. So we will try that, and then I'll just take my beauty blending sponge here. This is from Real Techniques. I'm just taking the flat edge and just patting that in. And then take the pointed edge and just do under your eye. And the other side. Okay. Now for as dry as it is, it actually blends pretty well. But I don't know how well the coverage and wearability will be, so I'll definitely give this a try and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I applied the BB cream and the concealer, so now I'm just going to go ahead and set it. The Wet n Wild Coverall Pressed Powder, I got the shade, I don't know, 825B Medium. Now they do come with these little sponges here. These sponges are, ugh, they suck. So try and get a kabuki brush. Like I said, this one that I use is from e.l.f. I use it every single day. I love this brush, and it was like $6. So really, if you have, you know, 2 or 3 brushes, use them and, you know, spend a couple bucks. Now I don't know if you can see this, but I just swirled around that brush and look at all of that fallout. Like, I'll even, I mean, can you see that? That's crazy. And there's still a whole bunch on there and on my brush. So very light hand with this. It looks like a little's gonna go a long way. Let's just kind of see what it does though. Okay. Yeah, it does appear to be a little bit cakey. So definitely use a really light hand when you're applying this. And I did, like I said, I got the shade medium. It seems a little bit dark. The light one seemed really light, and I'll show you in a little bit. I actually got another one of these for a highlight, which I'm now almost regretting that after seeing this, but we'll see. Okay, and I'm just going to take my little all-over shadow brush just to do my under eyes, get them a little bit better. Okay, so there's that, and you can even just see the outside. Like, that's crazy. So much fallout from that. So now I've set my face. As usual, I'm gonna go on and do my eyes and then come back and add a little bit of extra color to my face. We'll just kind of let this set for a few minutes and move on to my eyes. So for my eyeshadow, I picked up this, let's see, Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow collection. I think this was like $6, honestly. Like, it was crazy cheap, and it kind of shows you, you know, like brow bone, eyelid, crease, definer. So, you know, if you're a beginner, you don't know what to do, it gives you 2 different makeup looks. You can mix and match if you know, are feeling daring or you're more experienced, you know what you're doing. But for them to be able to tell you, like, this is what you need to do, like, that's really helpful. And then even on the back, they kind of show you, you know, like what part is what and what you want to do to get certain looks. So it's definitely very nice. If you haven't used makeup before and you're just starting out, it's a nice guideline. And again, they come with these little applicators, a little sponge, and then the little angled whatever. I don't use these, but if you don't have brushes, again, you kind of, you know, you get these things and you can start with those and then work your way up to some nicer brushes and some nicer sets. So I'm going to go totally against the grain here. I think I'm actually gonna do this on my all over eye. It says brow bone. I'm gonna do it all over and we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah, there's not really a lot of color there. They're definitely not very pigmented, so you may want to go over it a couple of times just to get some color. There we go. Now it's definitely showing up a little bit better. Okay, and then I am just gonna take this green color here and go on my eyelids. Now that does have a little bit more pigmentation. The only thing that I will say about this that I didn't necessarily realize when I bought it, that every single color has shimmer in them. None of them are matte. I personally like the look of matte versus like shimmer and glitters on my eyes. I don't know. I just feel like it makes me look a lot younger if I have that on my face. But if you like that, that's great. You can totally go ahead and do that. But all these do have a little bit of crazy glitter in them. So you get what you pay for, but if you like that, that's great. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one in my crease. Actually, let's do this one. And remember, when you're in your crease, just start darker on the outside and then windshield wiper move the color in to your inner crease. So start out here darker and heavier, and then lightly windshield wiper. Back and forth, back and forth. And if everything doesn't look great as you're applying, just know that you can go back and blend through everything at the end and it'll even everything up for you. I'm just gonna take this definer color here. I actually just swatched it on my hand and it's really kind of crazy. It's kind of like looks coppery gold, but it comes out kind of red. So I'm just gonna take that and I'm going to just go over the whole crease again. Don't go on the outside, just keep it kind of in your center crease and windshield wiper. Okay, now this looks crazy and it looks heavy, but I'm just going to take my blending brush here and just blend everything out quite a bit. Most of the colors really weren't pigmented, like at all. However, that definer color at the bottom was crazy pigmented. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now what we can do is just take this color here that is for the brow bone and just go right under your brows. Just kind of to define them a little bit more. I haven't done my brows yet, but this will just kind of define the line a little bit. Okay, and then for underneath, I'm just gonna take this definer color here and just an angled brush and just do my lower lids. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit to my upper lash line as well, just really lightly on the base, just to add a little bit extra definition. Okay. Now normally I would go through at this point and fill my eyebrows in. However, I didn't pick up an eyebrow pencil while I was there, and I planned on using some of these. However, where they all are shimmer, I don't want to put that on my eyebrows. So I'm just going to take my eyebrow spoolie and just kind of brush them out. And we will just go with a more natural brow today. Okay. Kind of blend the rest of this out. And here are the eyes. I am so sorry for that crazy banging background. My husband thinks that he is going to finish the basement while I am filming. So he has been scolded and warned, and hopefully there'll be no more noise. So I'm sorry about that. And let's get back to it. So like I was saying, I didn't pick up any thing for my eyebrows, so I just was doing some, brushing out, just making them look more natural. And then if you feel that there's anything with your eyeshadow that needs to be fixed or touched up, you can definitely go back and do that. Otherwise, we'll move on to just adding some extra color to our face now. Okay, so the next thing was Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. It has SPF 15, and the color I got was 739 Ticket to Brazil. Now, they did just come out with a new contouring line. I looked at it while I was there, and they had 2 shades. No, I think they're supposed to have 2 shades, but they only had one when I was at I got these at Walmart. So when I was at they're supposed to have 2 shades, but at my Walmart there was only one in stock. And I did a swatch of it, and it was like half highlight, half contour. The highlight was really weird, really like fallouty, powdery. And the contour color, it had like a really strange gray hue. And I swatched it, and it was like gray, like legitimate gray. And then you don't want to put that on your face. So I went with this. It's like I said, Color Icon bronzer. So what I will do is just swirl it a little bit, tap it off, because if it's anything like their other powders, it's going to be incredibly cakey. And then again, just add this to your cheekbones right underneath. And if you don't have a if it's something like this and you don't have a contour, you can just use bronzer. Just go a little bit heavier if you want. Otherwise, just add it right to where you would add your contour, and it will just add just a little bit of extra color to your face, not make you look so washed out. Even if you, like I said, if you have no interest in contouring or adding any definition or anything like that to your face or your cheekbones, make sure you're at least adding a little bit of bronzer to your cheekbones and your temples, just because if you set your foundation and you just leave it at that and you don't add any extra color, you're going to look incredibly washed out throughout the day, and nobody wants to look like a ghost. So make sure you add just a little bit. I just added a little bit to my cheeks there. And I'm just going to go add up and add a little bit to my temples. And I just add a little bit under here on my jawline and the sides of my nose. And then just do a little dusting across your hairline. Okay. And then after you've got that, then you can move on to blush. And the blush that I picked up was Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. It's shade 833E. And this is from the Color Icon collection as well. This one comes with these little brushes. Like I said, I don't like those, but as I've stated through every single step of this process, if you don't have brushes, use these, pick some up from e.l.f. and get started with some brushes. It's gonna work better than your fingers, and when you can afford to get nicer brushes, do so. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with my Real Technique stippling brush and just dab and tap off the excess and just take this right above that bronzer. Now I will have to say, the bronzer I'm actually pretty impressed with. I think so far that's probably the main item that I'm impressed with and would probably purchase if it wasn't for this video. I might go through and purchase that on my own. As far as these other products, I don't exactly know that I would do that. But if, like I said, if you're starting out and you just need some, easy, cheap, inexpensive makeup, this will do the trick for you. I'm just gonna go back through with my kabuki brush and just kind of tap that and blend it all out. Okay, and then I picked up this. It is A21 Fair. This is the same as that pressed powder that I used earlier to set my foundation. This one is just a much lighter shade. I picked it up for a highlight, and it is definitely pretty bright. We'll just go through this really, really lightly. Okay, and I'm just gonna take a flat stippling brush for a powder. I just went very, very light and tapped that off, and surprisingly this one doesn't have as much fallout. as the darker color. Okay, and I'm just adding that highlight just above the blush. And then I will just add a little bit down the bridge of my nose and on the Cupid's bow. And then right in your forehead. Again, with the highlight, any place that the natural sunlight would hit your face, you want to go ahead and add some highlight just to make yourself look more sun-kissed, if you will. So now we finished all the face. I'm going to move on to lips. Now for lips, I'm going to be using these two products here. This first one is from the Fergie collection of Wet n Wild. It's on Edge, and this is actually an eyebrow pen, or excuse me, like a eyeliner, excuse me. It's like an eyeliner. In this color, would you wear that on your eyes? I wouldn't. So it's really soft, really creamy. It's like a cool pencil. I thought it would be awesome for a lip liner. They didn't have any lip liners. I don't know if it was just my Walmart, but they didn't have any. So I thought that was kind of strange. And then for the lip color, I picked up this one here. It is in the shade 966 Don't Blink Pink. And it's just kind of a rose color. So we will just try these out and see what we come up with. So I'm just going to start with lining my lips. Now I don't know how this is going to work out. Like I said, it's an eyeliner, so this could be a total mess. We'll just see. And I always start with just making a V. And then turning it down into an X. And then just lining the rest of the outside. Now it is really soft and it is really creamy. My only fear about it is with eyeliner pencils, they are generally very smudgeable. Whereas with lip liners, they're always, you know, they're gonna stay in place, they're gonna hold. So that would be my only fear with something like this, but I wanted to create a whole look for you guys, and I never put on lipsticks without lining my lips, so I picked up what I was given. Frankly, I wish this was a lip liner because the color is really pretty and it is so smooth. I'm just gonna fill the rest of my lips in. Yeah, this really is super smooth and goes on so easy. Okay, now that is a royal mess, so I'm going to get some Q-tips and clean that up, and then we'll go ahead and apply the lipstick. Okay, so I totally started applying the lipstick, forgot that I was filming, I'm just natural habit. So I've got it a little bit on my bottom lips. I will tell you this stuff is incredibly dry. I'm hoping that maybe it was just the stuff that I picked up was a little bit older, you know. Things like this, when the products are this cheap, they don't get used as often or purchased as often. And so sometimes, you know, they get drier, you know, they dry out things on the shelf. So I'm hoping maybe that's the case. I know I have a lipstick that I purchased once from Wet n Wild that was the Fergie collection that was so soft and I loved it. It was like a deep berry color. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, even like trying to rub my lips together, it's not working. So the lipstick is kind of a bust. So far we're left with probably just like this bronzer, but really like 1 out of what, like 6 or 7 things. That ain't bad for the price you pay. So here is the finished look. Like I was saying, for being a full face makeup for about $20, really honestly, it's not that bad. The one major complaint I would say is just the lipstick being super dry and the setting powder having a lot of fallout. But in regards to like the overall look, it really is not that bad. The eye colors turned out pretty good. Like I said, I don't personally love that they were all sparkly, but if that works for you, great. They did have another set like that that was the same thing, but it was 6 different colors, or excuse me, 8 different colors, and there was like some purple shades and whatnot. But I thought this was a better look for me, aside from the glitter. And like I said, just a lipstick being super dry, everything else I feel like turned out pretty good. So here is the look. Now, if there is any other products that you'd like me to do a one brand makeup tutorial on, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to try anything out for you. If there's any products that you want to know, hey, does this work? Does this, you know, is it worth the money? Definitely, I'm happy to try it for you, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion of whether or not it works or not. So that's all I have for you. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. I make new videos every week for tips, tricks, and tutorials just to help make your day a little bit more beautiful. See you next time.
No, no, no.